Hi everyone, Vicky here. Hope you are well. This is just a little video of a watercolour that I've just done. So I'm using Prism watercolour card. It's actually a block that came with some watercolour pencils that I got. This is by Hunky Dory. It's not the best paper, but it's good enough for what I'm doing. And then I'm using this magenta Paul Rubin watercolour. I've just got my little palette to mix that in because I'm only using one colour, so I didn't see the need for my huge palette. And then I have some artist's masking gum as well. I'm using my Zooting, I think that's how we say it, number 12 paintbrush on this. And then I also have a Spectrum Noir art liner that's going to be used on this as well. So I'm just going to move these bits out of the way. I've already taken a leaf of paper out as well. So this is actually an idea that is cased from a friend of mine, KK Watercolour. Give her a follow on Instagram, she's fantastic. She is also hook, line and inker here on YouTube. So basically it's just a really simple design. Took me way longer than I thought it would to draw it. So what I am going to do is just show you. It's just a bunch of nice lines coming from a central line, and then I'm just popping buds on the end of all of these. So they're just nice oval buds, and then with a couple of extra lines in just for to give that shape really. I'm just going to do a couple on this one, and then I do have one that I have done previously, fully done, and I also filled in using the masking fluid just where the buds are, so they will stay white when I paint over them. So we are going to now cut to, here's one I did earlier. So this one I left to dry. I actually did the drawing and the masking last night. And then I've left it to dry overnight, so I know the masking fluid's totally dry. I am going to tape my paper down and put a nice white border to it. Ta-da! Don't think you want to sit and watch me do that either. So now it's just a case of mixing up the colour I want. So basically I'm not faffing with the colour on this. I really like this shade of magenta. So basically all I need to do to get the colour I want is to add water. I am still getting used to painting with watercolours in general, and also specifically with tubes of watercolour. When I was younger and early 20s I did do some watercolour, no particular skill, but I did use pans then, so this is still a getting used to idea. But I do like that I can just make a nice big wash worthy pot of it without having to put too much time into soaking a pan. Obviously to get this kind of a colour saturation just from a pan would take quite a bit more energy and effort and time. So yep, so as you can see I'm literally just diluting this down to get a wash basically of the colour. I will point out that my wash isn't perfect when it's done. Handy kitchen roll, every artist's favourite tool. I've made such a mess of my palette as well while I've done this. I have no idea how, but hey ho. So basically the idea is I'm just going to give it a full wash across the paper, just to cover the whole of the background, and then theoretically the blue bit will be peeled off and it'll have a nice white in the background. When Katie did this, she didn't use masking fluid, she actually painted around, so it was a bit more precision work on her part. But I like the idea of just being able to slap my colour on, I'm not going to lie. I'm not perfect at washes yet. I feel like this is the biggest brush I had, but I feel like I could probably have done with a slightly bigger one. But, you know, I'm still new at this, I'm giving it a go, and I just really liked the image when it was done. So I thought it would be nice just as something, just as a little starter image. You can see there are some lines. I do try and get as many of them out as I can. I'm not 100% convinced I got them all out. I have also had an idea on the other one. I'm going to obviously finish the line drawing on that and do the masking fluid on that. I think what I might do for that one is wet all the paper and do wet on wet. But maybe with some splodging techniques I might give that a go and see how that works out. So I don't know if I'll do a video of that, but if you follow me on Instagram, VLC Creations UK, I will put a picture of that up when it's done so you can see what that looks like. I'm hoping it doesn't look terrible, but even if it does, I'll probably still put it up just so you can all see, you know, work in progress and all that, just how it actually goes. So I'm just trying to get this on. I think the main reason was because I did do wet on to dry. It was drying, which I think is why it's not quite as neat as I would perhaps have hoped. Once I have finished with the wash, I did get my heat gun out, purely because I'm a very impatient artist, it turns out, and I wanted it to get dry so that I could get all the tape off and the masking fluid off and actually show you guys how it ends up looking. It does dry relatively streak free. As I say, it's not perfect by any means, but I wanted to give it a go because I really liked the picture when my friend did it, and I thought it would be quite a nice one to look back on, you know, as a work in progress, and maybe try it again in a few months' time when I've had a bit more practice and just see how that goes. So you'll see me moving bits out of the way as I am about to get my lovely heat gun out. I did not put it on the hottest. I put it on to the lower of the two settings that my heat gun has, because I didn't want to scorch it in any way, shape or form. Also taping it down seems to have stopped the paper from doing what it would have done otherwise, which would be to buckle ridiculously. So this is just my heat gun. I use it for heat embossing with my card making and things. That was just me showing you that it was only on the lowest setting. So if you bear with me while I waft away, and I have literally just realised looking at this that my paper is almost as simpler as my gun. So when it was dry, I just needed to peel the tape off very, very carefully so I didn't rip the card. I have sped this up to double speed again now because obviously taking all the paper off, all the gum off and the tape off took a while, and I didn't want you to have to sit and watch that really, really slowly. I have used my fingers before to take this off and just rubbed at it, but I decided to just go in with a rubber because it was a little bit faster. So once you get a little bit of it moving, you can just in general peel it. It's actually quite therapeutic. If any of you are like me and you like peeling bottle labels off and all the rest of that, this is the way forward for crafting for you all and for artwork for you all, because there is something very, very satisfying about peeling it off when it all goes all rubbery. But I digress. I don't think I realised quite how many little bud heads that I'd actually done until I was trying to take them off. This is just a cheap rubber as well. It's not my good one. I did pop to a shop today to try and pick up some kneaded rubber ones because I do have one, but it's not great, and obviously it's better for watercolour card. However, after I managed to find the rubber, I went to have a look at the checkout and the queue was all the way at the back of the store, and it was a very large store. So we're talking there would have been about 30 people at least in front of me in the queue, and I did not have the patience, nor the time, nor the energy to stand in that queue. So I will be hitting Amazon later to try and find a alternative rubber. So I will let you know how that goes, and hopefully not buy too much stuff. I've got a hankering to buy some new watercolour paper. I really need to behave myself, but god damn, if I'm going to be stuck in the house, I'm going to have to buy something to keep me entertained. So that is everything off there, and that is the finished image. I don't think it's too bad. The wash could be better, but hey ho. Take care, guys. Bye.